I'm finding these great best practices. I bring them to my team and I say, hey, let's look at this. Maybe we could apply that here. And I get this pushback like, yeah, no, I don't think that's going to work in our market or with our customers. What can I do to help them be more receptive, asking for a friend? Hi, I'm Karen Hurt, and I'm here with another edition of Asking for a Friend from the road here at Red Rocks, beautiful Red Rocks in Colorado. And as we think about this, when your team is resistant to a best practice, it may very well be that that idea wouldn't work exactly right there. We talk about this extensively in our book, Courageous Cultures, How to Build Teams of Micro-Innovators, Problem Solvers, and Customer Advocates. And we call this practicing the principle. So when you have a best practice, one of the very best things you can do is bring that best practice to your team and then say, why did this work? Get underneath the principle of why that would work. So let me give you an example. In chapter 6 of the book, we talk about this massive turnaround of the sales team at Verizon and how they were, by shifting from focusing only on a retail market to opening up to talk about a small business market, absolutely changed the game. Well, as we were implementing that, we got to about 8%, from 2% of our sales from small business to 8%, and then we hit a bit of a plateau. At that time, we went to my wonderful district manager team and said, how do we now take the principle of selling to small business and then apply it to the different markets? And each district manager and their team came up with a specific plan. So, for example, in Washington, D.C., the kind of small business customers we had there were people who wore suits. They were lobbyists and lawyers, consultants. Those people really were interested in dealing in a very professional environment. So the idea, the principle is sell to small business, but the idea that team came up with was, why don't we give a small stipend so that the reps working in the stores could dress more professionally. And then in Cedar Bluff, Virginia, which was our only log cabin store, they said, you know what, we don't want people to wear suits, we're awfully busy, but you know what the people who are coming into our stores really want? They wanted to be treated as real professionals that they are. They owned construction companies, they ran farms. So what they did is they took this log cabin, and in the loft, they created a small business center. Now, in Virginia Beach, Virginia, as you can imagine, you don't necessarily have people walking into your stores in the middle of winter. But so what they decided to do was to use their downtime to go into the back of the room and make phone calls outbound to the pizza parlors, to the bowling alleys, to the small businesses that were not particularly busy in the off season, inviting them to come into the store. So this is an example of how you can bring a best practice to your team and then say, how can you scale this for your particular customer base or your market? So that's a bit of my thought. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. See you next time on